So, Ashutosh, what got you hooked onto this fairly obscure moment in history, at least obscure because people don't know enough about it?
Oh yes, I would say absolutely obscure because I only knew about the Chittagong uprising of 1930 as a single line in the history textbook, which I had to mug up. I'd never questioned as to what are the details of it ever in the college years, school years. But when I read the book Do and Die by Manini Chatterjee, that's when I got a detailed account of what exactly happened. That's when I discovered for the first time the name Surja Sen. I thought, since I have discovered it the way I have discovered it through the book, I thought it was very important that the country needs to know.
How do you put yourself in this mindset of these people and you know, who are real? I mean, finally, Manini Chatterjee can look at your character and say, but that's not the mother-in-law I had.
But she said the opposite.
Did she? Has she seen the film?
She saw the film.
I'm glad you told me. That's one thing I was really nervous about. How she would react once she saw the film. Yeah.
Abhishek, you spoke in a recent magazine interview very eloquently about dealing with failure, and you said it feels like you're in a ring with Mike Tyson and he punches you up and you have to go back in there again. Now, all three of you have recently grappled with failure. How do you get past it and how do you trust your creative instincts again?
First and foremost, you don't grapple with failure. You just get steamrolled by it. So there's not really an option.
What do you do?
There's nothing you can do. You come out here and discuss it in front of the world and rub some salt on the wound and pucker up and go back in front of the camera and do your job to the best of your ability. You have no other choice. At least that's the way I look at it. I think the minute you give yourself a choice, you're destroyed, you're finished. Whatever you thought you were doing right, all of a sudden is wrong. And you have to go out there and make that right again, not knowing whether you're going to succeed in that or not, but you have to try.
Ashutosh, what about you? How do you trust your creative instincts again?
You know, just to add to this, I feel for actors, if you ask me who are the heroes of a film, I think actors come fourth in line. The first is the producer, then the director and the writer. Actors, when a film doesn't fail, still are not to be held fully responsible for a failure of a film, because there are these three other factors which failed them first. For me as a director, if my film hasn't worked at the box office, I tend to not think about it so much. Quite simply because I like to think in a manner where, have I achieved the target which I set out to do as a film? Can I look at What's Your Rashi today and still feel the same exuberance after seeing it? I know it is my film, but do I still feel the exuberance? I do. Will I feel it after 5 years? I will. So for me, to translate that from a book to film was a process. I was happy with that process. And
let's end by all three of you telling me what you most liked about working with each other and what you most disliked.
You just want the three of us?
Yeah, you tell me what's the best thing about working with Deepika?
She's nice and tall.
I'm leaving at home.
It's my first film with her. So I think as actors, it was wonderful after some time to work with somebody that you haven't worked with before. It's a process of discovering a completely different meter and tone of performance and trying to match that. That's very creatively very exciting for me. What I did not like about her was, I'm trying to think of something intelligent.
Quickly, just get over with this.
What I did not like about her.
What does she need to work on?
What does she need to work on? Very little. I think she's a very accomplished actor. For somebody who is relatively junior in terms of the amount of work that she's done, I think her grasp of the medium is fantastic. What I don't like about Ashu is he never allows his actor the opportunity to catch him by surprise. There was more than one opportunity where he went back saying, oh, I don't think I impressed him with that. We actors, we like to impress. That's why we live our life on a world stage. We want the applause. We want to impress. We want to shock and say, oh, our director is proud of us. What I like about him is exactly that, is that he's just so prepared. And I don't want to say frivolous things and all, but I like the fact that when Ashu says, okay, it's a wrap, I can just switch off. I go back to the hotel, I go to the gym, I'll have my dinner, I'll go to sleep completely peacefully, wake up in the morning, have a shower, head on to set, have my coffee and be like, yeah, I'm here. he spoils you as an actor, not like, oh, chal, I'll give you chocolate. No, he spoils you because you have the liberty.
Who says, oh, chal, I'll give you chocolate?
A lot of my directors.